Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Hannah. I am a mom of two, and today I'm going to be sharing my 0 to 6 month must-haves. My daughter just turned 6 months old yesterday, so these are the things that I use the most and things that I would definitely put on my registry if I were you and I was registering for an upcoming baby. Number one on the list is coffee. I'm just kidding. So for real, number one on the list is obviously clothes. You have to have something to dress them in, and I honestly like to keep clothes to a minimum. I know that if you're having a baby shower, it's quite literally the hardest thing in the world to keep clothes to a minimum because nobody wants to buy you diapers and wipes. They all want to buy you clothes, but you don't need that many clothes. My biggest recommendation is to get mostly sleeper onesies because that's what you're going to use the most. I know all of the outfits are adorable and you love them so much, and that's great, but they are the least practical thing. So I'd recommend like 8 to 10 sleeper onesies in each size up to 6 months old. So like newborn, 0 to 3, 3 to 6, and 6 to 9, just because you might even start using those 6 to 9 before they turn 6 months old. Obviously, you're gonna want a few cute outfits, so definitely go for that. I'm just saying don't stock your closet with cute outfits. You're also gonna want socks for them, no matter if they're born in the summer or in the winter, they need socks. I personally didn't get a ton of socks. I only got a few. And this is because I put them in the sleeper onesies all the time. They never really needed socks or mittens because all of their onesies had built-in socks and built-in mittens. And there are some onesies, I'll link some below, where you can like literally flip the feet down and then flip the feet up just like you can the gloves, which is chef's kiss. Like that's what we need. Any onesie manufacturers, that's what we need. Obviously, if you live in a colder climate, you're also gonna need some gear for like cold weather, or if you live in a warmer climate and you'll have them like outside a lot, you're gonna need more like UV protective clothing, things that like they can get hot in. But for the most part, sleeper onesies are the way to go from 0 to 6 months. I did say diapers and wipes were the things that you need the most at your shower, but people wanna get you clothes. So the next thing on the list is diapers and wipes. You need them. You will be so grateful that you registered for them and so grateful that people got you them, because honestly, it's kind of fun to buy your kids clothes, but it is not fun to buy yourself diapers and wipes. Like that is bottom of the list things that you want to buy. So if you can register for those and get some of those from your showers, definitely do that. I highly recommend having like a diaper and wipe shower if you're having multiple showers because it saves you so much money, and it's just great to be able to like look in an extra closet and be able to pull out whatever size diapers you need. Along with all of your diapering needs, you're gonna need some Rash Cream, and honestly, I don't have like a huge preference on this. We use Aquaphor a lot, and then we use some kind of natural Rash Cream. I don't know, I'll link everything below so that you can see it, but definitely get some diaper rash cream. And while we're on kind of like the medicine train, I would 100% get saline spray and a nose sucker from the beginning because those nose suckers are fantastic. I've done the ones that are like a straw that you like suck their snot out of their nose, and honestly they're pretty good, but so are like the bulb ones that you get at the hospital. So those are fantastic too, very cheap and very, very effective. You can suck their nose out, but also their throat if you ever need to suck their throat out. Sometimes when they're little and they cough up like mucus, they don't know like how to get rid of it. So it's nice to be able to like kind of suck out their throats too with the bulb sucker. It just is what it is. Honestly, if you are a first-time parent and you're grossed out by things, so was I. But once you have your kid, what they say is true. You're not that grossed out anymore. Sticking with like hygiene things, you need a thermometer and you need nail clippers or a nail file. Those fingernails come out as sharp as can be, and they cannot clip them for you at the hospital. So make sure that you actually bring nail clippers or nail file to the hospital with you. Obviously, your baby needs a place to sleep. We have done both a bassinet and then a crib, just a crib, and we could even do a pack and play. Like, it does not matter. It's just whatever your preference is, however much room you have, just somewhere for them to sleep. And then along with that, you'll obviously need like the sheets to go on it. So they make like pack and play sheets, they make bassinet sheets, they make crib mattress sheets. If you want the one that's gonna grow with them, obviously the crib is the best bet, but we didn't really have that much room in our bedroom. So we started off with a bassinet and then we will transition her to a crib. We have not done that yet, so It's really up to you, just depending on what you think you want for your sleep situation. So at night, this is highly dependent on the type of baby you have, but we have always done a sound machine. For both of our kids, we had a sound machine, and that was super, super helpful. I love having a sound machine. It kind of just like sets the ambience, sets the vibes. It's time to go to sleep when the sound machine comes on. And honestly, even JP still knows it. So that's fantastic. I did have a nightlight for when she was a lot younger and I was breastfeeding and having to get up and feed her throughout the night. It was nice to be able to kind of see. I just got the one that you like tap, and I actually have it in my hospital bag video. I can link that if you want to see it, or in my bedroom nursery tour that I can also link for you guys. We used that a lot when she was little, but I don't really use it anymore. It's kind of just like easy and natural to be able to feed her in the middle of the night now. And you change a lot more diapers when they're tiny in the middle of the night. So the night light's pretty fantastic for when they're tiny. So throughout the day, you're gonna need somewhere for the baby to sit. And a lot of times they can hang out on the floor, do a lot of tummy time. Obviously they will be held a ton, but you need somewhere for them to sit. If you need to put them down, you need to have a place you can put them down. So starting off, we had the Snuggle Me Organic, and she could lay in that all the time. When she was more like sleepy, she was in the Snuggle Me a decent bit. And then she started not wanting to be in the Snuggle Me so much. So then she transitioned to being on the floor a little bit more, tummy time, all that stuff. But we also got a little bouncer seat, and I think the bouncer seat was fantastic. We got one of the ones that like vibrates and has lights and toys on it, and she still likes it to this day. Not as much as she did when she was little, but she does still like it. Another alternative would be like a swing or a Mamaroo. We actually have a Mamaroo, but we took it to my husband's mom because she watches her during the day, and I just kind of figured she needed something for her to sit in when she was little. But she has kind of transitioned out of that. She has not been really into like the swing, the Mamaroo, since maybe like 4 months. And so that's why I really encourage you guys to look secondhand, because these things are not used for very long and they're freaking expensive. So if you can find them somewhere, or if you get a hand-me-down, do that. Once she started to be able to hold her head up a little bit, we transitioned more into like a play saucer. She loves standing up and she loves that play saucer. So I would definitely recommend around, I don't know, maybe 4 months, looking into a play saucer if you don't have one. If you didn't get one at your baby shower, that is something that you should definitely purchase, because it helps them like reach and they can play with the toys that are on it. They can practice standing up and having more of their body control. So highly, highly recommend a play saucer when they start getting a little bit older. I also love a sleep sack. I honestly am not like partial to any brand. Right now we're in a Halo, but before that we were just in like the ones that you can find at Walmart for cheap. If you do get Swaddle blankets, get the ones that you can use as burp cloths as well, because those things are fantastic. 6 to 12 of them, and we use them a lot. Even though she's not like eating and spitting up as much as she used to, we can still use them as blankets. We can just throw them like in the car, in the stroller, wherever we need, and it doubles as a blanket. As far as bathing goes, we did not get a baby bath this time. We got one with JP and we used it a little bit, but honestly, the best thing is the sink. So I don't recommend a baby bath. I do recommend just getting like some good natural baby wash and some baby lotion. That's pretty much it. You will need a hairbrush for them as well. So like when they get out of the bath, you need to be able to brush their hair and make sure like you're getting all the dead skin and all that good stuff off. So definitely get a baby hairbrush. The things that you need for feeding is going to depend on whether you're going to breastfeed or bottle feed or a mix of both. If you're going to breastfeed, I highly recommend the reusable breast pads. I still have to use those to this day, so definitely get those. Another thing you need if you're going to breastfeed is the Earth Mama nipple butter, because that stuff is a lifesaver. And then if you're a working mom like me, you're gonna have to pump as well. So you'll have to figure out a pump. Make sure you know that most insurances cover your free breast pump. So I used Airflow. Just don't pay for a breast pump if you don't need to. Then you have bottles, and this is gonna be for pumping moms and for formula fed babies. You need you need bottles. So I recommend registering for a couple of different kinds just in case your baby doesn't like one. We never had a problem with either of our kids taking a bottle, like wanting a specific kind, but I've heard that some babies do. So there is like a little bottle sample situation that you can get, and you can get like welcome gifts when you register with different people, like Target does one, Amazon, Walmart, Baby List. So definitely use those because a lot of times they send you free bottles and then you won't even have to register for bottles because you'll have different kinds that you can sample from. This is definitely like a personal preference, but we are big on the Paci. I would highly recommend a Paci. I know some people don't love it, but this is my must-have list and it definitely makes my must-haves. Some babies just love being held, and my baby does love being held. So get a wrap or a carrier so that you can carry them whether you're at home or on the go. I have the Baby Bjorn carrier and it is fantastic. It's so easy to put on. I love that thing, and Cam loves being held in it. So I highly recommend that one. I know there's wrap kinds. I don't like the wrap kinds personally, just because it's like so much to try to get on. It's not an easy process, but some people absolutely love those. So that's just up to you and your personal preference. If I were a stay-at-home mom and I was at home all day, I would 100% get a wrap because I know they're so comfy. It's just like, it's a lot to like put on, take off, and be in public with. All right, next up is for going out of the house, and that's gonna be a stroller, a car seat, and a diaper bag. Honestly, I think a diaper bag could be any bag and you can just put some things in it. I'm a firm believer in not having a super stuffed diaper bag and having more things in your car if you are not living in like a big city and you can drive places. Have a little basket. Put a lot of things in that basket in your car so that way you're not having to like carry the house with you on your back. So I personally just use like an Adidas backpack, and then I have like little inserts that go in there. Not like special inserts or anything, just like little basically wet dry bags that I put down in there that I keep my things organized in. And I think that's a much better system for me. So I do not recommend spending a ton of money on a diaper bag. Just take a bag that you have that you love and put some wet dry bags in there, organize it out that way. It's much easier and much more cost efficient. As far as the car seat goes, we got the Britax System, so that it was like the travel system with the infant car seat carrier thing, and it clips into the stroller. We've loved that. But we also did get a Wonderfold wagon this time just because we have 2 kids. We have a toddler and a baby. So we were like, okay, let's get a Wonderfold. It's not a good everyday stroller. I'll tell you that much. I would highly recommend like making a pros and cons list if you're looking into something like the Wonderfold, because it's big, it's heavy, and it's hard to lug around. So I would say if I were going back and doing it again for the first time, I would probably get the Mockingbird single to double, just because it's like an inline where there's 1 kid in the front, 1 kid in the back, and it can be a single stroller or it can be a double stroller. So when one gets too old for the stroller, it can be a single again. If only one of them needs the stroller for the day, you can make it a single, or if both of them need in, a double. So I really like the idea of that, but I did not get it with my first kid. And then I was like, should I get it with my second? And honestly, sometimes I think that I should have. So take that for what you will. I will have my full review of my W2 Luxe linked so that you can watch that next if you are interested in a Wonderfold. But I don't know. I think all of that is kind of up to personal preference, but I do think that you do need a stroller and a car seat that kind of work together. It is such a lifesaver to just be able to take the car seat out, clip it into a stroller, and go. And that's it for my 0 to 6 month must-haves. I don't think there's really anything else that we use on a daily basis that I didn't list. So do not let the world tell you that you need a million things. Don't let them tell you that you need a $300 baby carrier, and try to get some stuff secondhand if you want to, because this stuff is so like, it's this much of their life. This much of their life. So that's gonna be it for this video. Please make sure that you give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any more mom content, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.